Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel for a brand new mod review. Words that have not been said in a very long time. I'm so freaking excited. Today we're going to be checking out the Law and Disorder mod by Lumpinou. Thanks to Troy, aka It's Me Troy. I was reminded that this mod was out of early access and I've been wanting to check out this mod for quite a while. So I'm going to link her video down below. I watched quite a bit of it, but I didn't want to watch all of it, obviously, because I want to have my own first impression. Y'all, I was cracking up. That video had me in stitches. I love Troy so much, so go check it out. Anyways, we are going to dive in. I want to give you guys a quick little description of what this mod entails, what you can expect, and yeah. Law and Disorder by Lumpinou is a Maxis Match justice system mod that brings crime and consequences into The Sims 4. Sims can commit minor or major misbehaviors like theft, destruction, or even violence and risk being reported by witnesses. If caught, they can be arrested, pay bail, or face a court trial where traits, relationships, and past actions influence the verdict. Sentences range from fines and community service to house arrest, jail time, or even the dreaded hat of shame. The system is highly customizable through in-game settings and adds depth, drama, and lasting consequences to how your Sims' actions ripple through their world. Due to Markos' previous criminal experiences, I decided to use him for the showcase. I don't know if y'all remember Markos Ramales, the owner of Risky Ink Tattoo in Nordhaven, but I sure do. He is, and always forever will be, a baddie. He is so freaking attractive. Anyways, off camera, we ended up getting like this phone call, kind of strange, right? It was a mysterious Sim, had no idea what they looked like, and it said something along the lines of like, I have a crush on you, I promise I'm not creepy, would you like to meet me? And just for issues and giggles, I had Markos say yes. Interestingly enough, it ended up being Alex Moyer. I'm not super familiar with her. I actually thought she would be a lot older for some reason, just by her picture here. Anyway, they hit it off, I guess, and now he is giving her a tattoo. Unfortunately, I think it's in the same spot as her previous tattoo. It's good that she came over though, so I can show you the brand new Law and Disorder menu. We only have one option at the moment, and that is misbehaviors. We have 3 different choices to choose from. The first one is to attempt to swipe from Alex's inventory, but she doesn't have anything in her pockets. We could also attempt to swipe simoleons, but we kind of like the girl, so we're not going to do that either. And the last and final option is to punch Alex, but Markos's mom didn't raise him to be disrespectful like that to women. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the local pub, because I can't think of any other place that it would be somewhat appropriate to cause some disorderly conduct. We're here at the Rouge Note, which is a very swanky lounge. Definitely a place where you do not want to act a fool, because you will be kicked out ASAP and probably banned for life. However, we have a pretty decent rapport here, and even though we've maybe once or twice had an altercation with a random patron, Markos has redeemed himself, and what better way to celebrate than with a plumberry nectar, which actually happens to be Markos's favorite drink. I've noticed that Markos keeps staring over at Cannonball Coleman. I've never seen this Sim before, but holy crap, he looks good. I love his aesthetic and his style. Also, he looks like he's got some money, and Markos is definitely feeling, well, a little ballsy at the moment. So we're gonna come over and try to pickpocket him. I'm scared that this is going to end very badly for us, but we're gonna attempt to swipe simoleons. I probably should have chatted him up first, but that didn't happen. Wait, Markos has been caught committing swiping, which instantly put him in a negative relationship with everyone surrounding him. Cannonball noticed Markos' attempt to swipe. Jay witnessed Markos' reprehensible action, but decided not to report it. The same thing went for Junifer, but it looks like we have a tattletale on our hands who is on the phone with the authorities as we speak. Authorities have recorded a complaint against Markos for a minor offense. The police are on their way. And the only thing that Markos can do right now is freak out, because he does not want to go back to jail. It is not a fun place to be, let me tell you. And I love how Mr. Knox is coming up to us and scolding us for robbing a small business. Now, listen, I totally understand why Bruno would report a crime. Hello, he is the mixologist here at the Rouge Note, but really though, are we serious right now? The police, I think, are here, and well, they gotta stop and pick up the other trash before he comes in and makes his arrest. Of course, it would be Marcus Flux. He looks like he would be a police officer. I just realized that Knox was a police officer. I guess he had a call for backup. So right now we are under arrest and currently in custody. Move on, folks. Nothing to see here except a sorry excuse for a criminal getting what they asked for. Ouch. Got caught stealing. It's never good getting caught swiping things. Not Markos rubbing his hands together, feeling proud of what he just did. We finally got out of jail. We were there for like 5 hours or something. I don't know. It was a really long time. Some things I did notice while we were in the pen was underneath Somology. If we scroll all the way down, his reputation has taken quite the hit. He officially has a bad rep. And if we scroll up, there are some new milestones. So we have one underneath firsts, and it says committed first minor misbehavior. Markos committed a minor misbehavior for the first time at the Rouge Note in Nordhaven. We're officially back home now and out of harm's way. I think it's so funny that they dropped Markos back off at the place where he committed the crime. Like, that is so weird to me. I'm shocked he didn't go home. So we didn't receive bail or anything, probably because it wasn't that big of a deal, at least in the court's eyes. However, we do indeed have a court hearing coming up to finally decide what's going to happen with this case. So Markos was processed at the police station and given leave to come home for now. Tomorrow, he will be expected for his hearing. He needs to go to the bathroom really bad. Also, I just had him brush his teeth because his breath was stanky. So stanky. All right, so once he's done with the loo, we'll have him come over here really quick and I'll show you what our next step is. So now that we have a court case on our hands, love that for you, Markos. Way to go. We can view misbehavior, memory, and record. There's a couple of crazy things happening here, but I think if we click on this, he can actually reminisce about it or nothing happens. Weird. Okay. I don't know what was going on with that. Just kidding. Maybe something happened. I don't know. Legal proceedings. Time for Markos's court hearing. He'll get going now. All right. Well, we definitely don't want to miss that. Present self about what complaint? Swiping. Reported by Bruno Hoffman. Oh, I'm fuming. Now we have the painstaking decision of what legal rep we want to go with. We can either represent ourselves, which costs nothing. We can get a public defender, or we could get an affordable lawyer. And if we had more money, we could go with a high-end lawyer and probably get all of our charges dropped. But because, well, I do have the money, I think I'm going to go with an affordable lawyer. That was 3,800 simoleons. I hope he does his job. Next up is the court hearing approach. How will Markos and his legal representation, if any, approach the hearing? Admit fault, plead guilty, dispute complaint, aka not plead guilty, or deny responsibility. I think we are going to dispute the complaint because it was just a misunderstanding. You know, his little handkerchief was falling out of his pocket and I was just trying to put it back for him. No big deal. Legal proceedings. Markos's case is moving to trial. Trial procedure. Markos's trial is starting. Should you follow along, which can influence the trial by making decisions, or check out until it's over, which will skip decision making? Obviously, we have Markos's fate in our hands, so I want to follow along. Trial procedure. Markos will follow along his trial and make decisions. Markos is entering the courtroom. How does he make his entrance? We can salute the jury, don't look at the jury, or smile at the jury. I kind of want to smile, but I don't want to piss them off or think that I'm taking this lightly. I just want to come off very jovial, happy, like somebody who wouldn't pickpocket Mr. Old Man Coleman. Well, that went exactly how I thought it would. Negative impression. Markos's smile came off as smug and mocking, not a good look from an innocent person. Legal representation time. Time for Markos's defense to convince the jury of his innocence. Let them do their job quietly. Keep it neutral. Try to influence the lawyer during a pause in their plea. I think the best option at this point is just to let our lawyer do their job. Neutral impression. The defense expose for Markos was neither great nor awful. It doesn't seem to have changed opinions much, but who knows? Trial ending. Markos's trial is coming to its end. Before the jury leaves for deliberations, Markos has an opportunity to say a few words. We could either say, I'm innocent, say nothing at all, remain neutral, or thank the jury and the courtroom. Of course, we are going to go with the politest route we possibly can. So we're going to thank the jury and the courtroom for their time. What do you mean? A negative impression. Markos's thanks were interpreted as mocking? Why? I cannot win. Seriously, I'm like getting like visual images in my head of this going down, and he is just bombing it left and right. Like, what in the world? The jury deliberates. Ooh, wait till they announce the verdict. I wonder what's gonna happen. I'm like scared. Judgment. Markos was found not guilty and is acquitted. Declared innocent. Markos went to trial and won. Nothing like the sound of an innocent verdict. And what is Markos doing with his newfound freedom, you might ask? Making himself a celebratory angel. Oh, Lord. Alex, she was blowing me up the entire time that I was in trial. And now she's calling me with this. You're an outcast. Your terrible deeds have alienated you from polite society, but we don't care about all that. We value results. You're a criminal at heart. I see that in you, so I'll extend you an offer. Are you interested in joining the criminal career to make some serious simoleons as a minor crime lord? Actually, as a matter of fact, Alex, yes, I am. What a plot twist. I actually thought she was calling to chew me out. So now we have a job from our bad behaviors. That's kind of exciting. Nice. All right. So anyways, let me show you guys a couple other things while we're here. There is a little section here for mod settings, and then we can also manage Markos's records and sentences. We can also view memory and record, which we did just a moment ago. You can adjust the sentence length. You can also adjust the misbehavior selection. So basically this just adjusts what counts as a misbehavior and what doesn't. Also, there is a sentence selection, so adjust what sentences can be given to Sims or not, and a bunch of other little, tuning things that you can kind of control the mod with. So let's also go and check out that other option. Also, I'm not sure if you guys heard that horn. That was the weakest sounding horn I've ever heard in my life. It sounded like a clown horn. But yes, you can come over here and manage Markos's records and sentences. It says make Markos non-reportable for misbehavior. So if you wanted your sim to go around town just causing chaos and have no, repercussions, you could definitely do that. You can also cheat make a court hearing happen now. We can also cheat. We could cheat a lot of things. Cheat, force, bail. Oh my God, I thought the video was over, but I kind of want to see what some of these look like. Add a sentence. Oh, wait, what are the sentences? Had a shame, house lockup, jail time, legal fines, mandatory distance order. Oh my God, public service work. This is cool. We should probably play with a couple more things. I was about to wrap this up, but actually, maybe I'm not. Add misbehavior to Markos's record. So these are the different type of misbehaviors, I guess. So there's assault, blackmail, bribes, destruction of property, disrupting the public order, hacking, life reaping, naturing. Oh, like going naked, piracy, swiping, done one time, caught one time, trespassing, and unwanted romantic insistence. So that's how you get the restraining order. Oh, wow. I went out there and did it for real, but I could have just cheated all this. We can also remove misbehaviors from Markos's record. We can wipe them out completely. We can remove all pending complaints. Again, add a sentence, trigger an arrest, skip to the end of sentences, cheat to be out of jail till the next voting. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. You don't have to feel stuck in the mod. I did for a couple instances. I felt like I was stuck at jail, but I think I would have been able to maybe do something about that. I don't know how though, because he was in jail. I couldn't touch him. We're gonna go and trigger an arrest again for bribes. I feel like bribing is something that would definitely be on his record for sure. So Knox is coming back to arrest us yet again, and Dahlia is the one that reported me. I guess maybe Markos got caught bribing the jury. Ooh, I think that's what happened. I don't know though. Who knows? So we are going back to jail. I love how he's like waving his badge in my face. And it looks like we have 3 cops this time, potentially because we are becoming a pretty big deal here. It would be really cool though if they took us down to the county jail and then we could act out as a prisoner, you know, that'd be really fun, but maybe that'll be in an update, or maybe not, because I assume that would be pretty difficult to do. So he is taking down our credentials and he's laughing at me for being arrested. It could be you too, punk. Don't get cocky. Knox said, what? Did you think crime would pay off? I mean, yeah. I was starting to lose hope on Markos. I ended up getting like an MCC error and then it just took forever for him to be processed. I'm pretty sure I could probably finesse that in settings. However, all of this chaos has officially thrown Markos out of balance. It's kind of unfortunate. And then also Alex promised to not be a creep, but I think she's low-key obsessed with Markos. So it'd be kind of fun to flip the coin and then have Alex kind of be maybe a little bit of a stalker and then get a restraining order against her. There's so many things you could do with this mod, actually. But I want to come over and I wanted to go back to the law and disorder menu and just show you guys. I think I might have mentioned this, but you can decide to skip your court hearing, which may actually cause more issues in the long run. So we're not going to do that. We can decide again on legal representation. Unfortunately, we don't have the simoleons to hire a lawyer at the moment, so we are going to go with a public defender. Markos opted for a public defender. Who knows? He might make an impression. Markos can call his appointed attorney to discuss and prepare for tomorrow's hearing. Does that mean that we actually can call them for real? That would be pretty exciting. Or is it just for funsies? It might be, and if it isn't, I'm not seeing it. Doesn't really matter. We're going to present ourselves for court. Hopefully everything goes in our favor. We've already been through this, so obviously we are going to court for bribes because we were bribing the jury, or we were caught bribing the jury. Considering the fact that there's some pretty damning evidence that Markos did indeed commit the crime, it was advised to us by our public defender to admit fault, aka plead guilty, to potentially get a lesser sentence. So we're going to admit fault this time. I'm actually so nervous for this because we're gonna go to jail. We're gonna go to jail. Oh wait, no, we got the hat of shame. Judgment. Markos has received a sentence, hat of shame. Because this is a plea deal, the sentence is lessened or shortened compared to what trial would have yielded. Oh boy. Markos was sentenced to wearing the hat of shame. He must wear it until his sentence. Shameful hat. Markos was forced to wear this horrible, embarrassing sign of judgment. I'm a little confused because I thought that was it and we were just kind of done with it, but it does look like we have to again decide on legal representation. So I'm going to do a public defender. Can't afford much. Wait, you've found a lawyer, Ella McCarroll. Her contact info is available under the law and order menu. Oh, that's cool. We can call our attorney to prepare for the court hearing. So I'm going to go and call her. It's interesting. We've got Grandma Hattie also calling us. Is his phone pink? I think it is. That's interesting. I mean, whatever. Boys can rock pink too. It doesn't bother me. It was just kind of an interesting choice. But let me see what she's saying. Sin Festival. We don't care about that. All right. Do we actually know her too now? That would have been really cool. I don't think so. Alex, see, look, I heard there's someone famous all the time, you guys, all the time. Mr. Romales, here's the strategy I recommend. Admitting to the validity of the complaint during the court hearing and negotiating a plea deal there. We can either go with that sounds good, or I'm not too sure about that strategy. I think we're gonna go for it because we already admitted we were guilty. And at this point, we should just take the plea deal. Leave the legal concerns to me. All you have to do is remain silent while I win the day. This hat situation is crazy. Markos is hungry and he's going to have to shove his pipe hole through a paper bag. He is currently making himself mac and cheese. Of course he would. He's the king though of grilled cheese. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it's interesting because ever since we got that call from Alex promising she wouldn't be creepy, she is being Very creepy, like super creepy. I don't know. Legal proceedings. Time for Markos's court hearing. Okay, I wanted to eat my freaking mac and cheese. Can I at least have a bite? Damn, back to back, I say. Back to back. So let's just see how he eats. Yep, that's cute. I love that. He's literally eating through the paper bag. All right, well, after he gets a couple bites down, we'll head over to court. And I'm hoping that everything will go according to plan. It appears we've hit a little snag. I am trying to have Markos go and present himself for the court hearing. It says that he's going to go. Nothing ends up happening, which is a little confusing. Just to clarify, I only have UI cheats in, I only have this mod in, and I only have MCC command center in. I have no other mods besides those ones. I did notice earlier that I had an MCC error, so I'm not sure if that's pertaining to it. I'm gonna try something else and I'll be right back. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but I went back to a previous save and kind of did the same thing over and over and over again, and there was no hiccup. So something might have happened. Maybe it was like the hats or something that clogged up the system. I don't know, but the mod's working again. So basically, we ended up getting a judgment. Markos has received a sentence, legal fines, because this is a plea deal. The sentence is lessened or shortened compared to what trial would have yielded. So now we have to pay a fee. Further complaints. Court will now move on to the next complaint against Markos. Let's go with bribes again. We got away with a warning. I think we have one more pending, but it says Markos has to pay 6,696 thousand simoleons in fines, and he has only 24 hours to do so. Otherwise, his belongings will be repossessed. That freaking sucks. Anyways, you guys, I think I've shown you enough of this mod. I think it's pretty cool. There are so many different layers and details to it. I absolutely know for 100% fact you will be able to do a lot of storytelling with this one. I don't want you guys to get too afraid about my little hiccup. It happens. It's a mod. Those things happen from time to time. I will bring it to the creator's attention just to let them know that I did have that issue. But overall, this mod's pretty solid. The only thing that's really bothering me though is Alex. She keeps calling me. Like, it's getting to the point where I almost want to put a restraining order on her. Like, Markos should have never answered that phone call. Anyways, you guys, I hope you all enjoyed this mod overview. If you did, you know what to do, boo. Don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. I will be posting the link along with additional information of this mod on my website, UrbanSimsYT.com. That is the new page, in case anybody was wondering my other one got hacked. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.